Okay, we're still here in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and we're going to be reading in Alma, or I keep thinking Alma, 35, chapter 23. Definitely not Alma. I don't know why. I really do like Alma, though, the Alma chapters. Okay, and we're switching sides for our legs this time, so you'll see a little bit different of a view. All right, we're going to go this way. Here we go. Chapter 23, and it has 14 verses. 24, let's see. Ooh, 25, 26. Okay, I'm excited about these other chapters here. So, I have to do this thing where I balance myself. So let's make sure. Sorry, there we go. It's a little bit crooked, but here we go. We're just reading verse 23, or chapter 23. Okay, so let's see. Everything's working. Everything's on. Well, hopefully. Okay, so we're going to try and read a little bit like this. Okay, 23. Jesus approves the words of Isaiah. He commands the people to search the prophets. The words of Samuel the Lamanite concerning the resurrection are added to their records, about AD 34. Okay. Here we go. All right. And now behold, I say unto you that ye ought to search these things. Yea, a commandment I give unto you, that ye search these things diligently, for great are the words of Isaiah. Okay, so the Lord is still with them, with the Nephites at this time. He came back, remember, and everybody was like awake at the nighttime, but then he came back in the day. Anyway, whoops, what did I just says, for surely he spake as touching all things concerning my people, which are of the house of Israel. Therefore it must needs be that he must speak also to the Gentiles, and all things that he spake have been and shall be even according to the words which he spake. Therefore give heed to my words which he spake. Okay, sorry. I'm like, what? Therefore give heed to my words. Write the things which I have told you, and according to the time and the will of the Father they shall go forth unto the Gentiles. And whosoever will hearken unto my words and repenteth and is baptized, the same shall be saved. Search the prophets, for many there be that testify of these things. And now it came to pass that when Jesus had said these words, he said unto them again, after he had expounded all the scriptures unto them, which they had received, he said unto them, behold, other scriptures I would that ye should write, that ye have not. Okay, and then you're wondering, like, wait, what? And it came to pass, my shoulder. And it came to pass that he said unto Nephi, bring forth the record which ye have kept. And when Nephi had brought forth the records and laid them before him, he cast his eyes upon them and said, verily I say unto you, I commanded my servant Samuel the Lamanite, that he should testify unto this people, and at that day that the Father should glorify his name in me, that there were many saints who should arise from the dead, and should appear unto many, and should minister unto them. And he said unto them, was it not so? Right? Like, didn't this happen? And his disciples answered him and said, yea, Lord, Samuel did prophesy, and according to thy words, yea, Lord, Samuel did prophesy according to thy words, and they were all fulfilled. And Jesus said unto them, howbeit that ye have not written this thing, that many saints did arise and appear unto many, and did minister unto them. Ooh, he's in trouble now, right? And it came to pass that Nephi remembered that this thing had not been written. And it came to pass that Jesus commanded that it should be written. Therefore it was written according to the commandment, according as he commanded. And now it came to pass that when Jesus had expounded all the scriptures in one, which they had written, he commanded them that they should teach the things which he had expounded unto them. Oh, I love that. So, like, first of all, we're going to talk about how we need to write everything. Apparently, the Lord wants us to not just write, like, awesome stuff, but, like, all the things. So, when I was taking notes, I was writing things like, we need to write revelations that we get. We need to write experiences that we have. We need to write miracles in our lives. We need to write when we notice the Lord's hand in our lives. We need to write hard times in our lives and then how the Lord helped us. We need to write everything. It's like we don't have enough space in journals to do that. But guess what? We actually do have the internet, and we can start a blog, and we can blog about these things. And so even if you think you're going to run out of space, you don't need to. And if you don't want to write a blog, write it in a Word doc or in a Google Doc or something to keep track of these things, because, and there's so many apps out there these days that have like all the things. And because the Lord just wants us to preserve these things for us. And what is better, for you to read words from random strangers or for you to read words that are from your own family members? And I think that's the whole idea, is like, guess what? We're going to die one day. And then what's our family going to learn from us then? Nothing, unless we left them something to learn from. There's so many people that write books, right? And like we read them, and it's awesome that we read books from other people. Why? Because I think we can gain something from everyone, right? But what is a better book to read than one that our family member has left behind for us, right? Like, I sometimes wonder about the life. I mean, let's be honest. We need it to be a little bit more organized, so it's not so like, hi, like kind of when I was writing in my journal as a teenager. Hi, I did this today. You know, like, I don't need that. I don't need the play-by-play for what you did. But can you tell me what happened at school when somebody bullied you and they threw sand at you? Linda, tell me what happened. What did you do? I don't even remember. I just remember being sad. Right? Like, come on, Linda, write that junk down. Like, it matters. How did you get out of that? How did you get feeling better after that? Because guess what? One of my kids would have benefited from that. Or how did I feel when, I was left out of someone choosing sides or teams, or, or to sit at lunch with, or, you know what I mean? Like, those things would have been the things that I would have cared about as a child. Like, I would have wanted to learn that about my mom or my grandmother who's passed away, or my grandpa who's passed away. I don't necessarily, it's funny, I think things that happen to us as a youth are more valuable to us and how we got out of it than things that happen to us as an adult, because there's more adult books that we can read that we learn from their experiences, and we're like, okay, we can do that, we're good, right? But really, we could have our children write things that will help their children, right? Like, how did they survive this one trial? How did they go through this? Anyway, those are the things that I think the Lord wants us to write, is things that matter, and how He write the things down of like how you came to the Lord and how He helped you with those things. Okay, and then that was the first thing, and then the second thing is like, I love that Jesus expounded all the scriptures in one. What does that mean? How did you expound all the scriptures into one scripture? Or was it all at one time? Or was it all in one day? I don't get it. Right? So I don't, like, that's a wonder. But also, then He expounded them all, which they had written. Okay, so then they wrote down those words that He expounded. And then, here's a teaching tip. He commanded them that they should teach the things which He had expounded unto them. So, teaching tip straight from the Lord is, when we learn something, when we are taught something, we need to then turn around and teach it to help us remember it, right? I think that is the key there. When we are taught something, we can go teach it, and then it helps us to remember. So what is something that we have recently been taught that we can teach so that it helps us remember, right? I love that. So that's a great teaching thing. All right, that is it for chapter 20. 35 chapter 23 until 35 chapter 24. Stay strong, warrior.